Alright, well, welcome back. Here it is, Saturday afternoon, and I'm just going to come up with a little 12-bar blues riff of a song that I need to pick up to play actually next weekend. And I thought, what the heck, I'll just kind of show you how I do it. This, I might be all over the place, I don't know, but I'm just throwing it out there. But this would be typically what I do when I'm sitting here just coming up with a song. So, hey, that's what fast forward's for. If something seems to be going too slow for you or just not moving right along, just fast forward a little bit and get to the good parts or whatever you want. But I use a program called Setlist Helper here. Right here. It just has all my different songs on it. And this is what I use when I'm actually out playing live. These are all the songs. Nope. These are the songs that I currently play. And what's nice about it is you can set up set lists. And I got first set live, second set live, third set live, and then extra songs if I want to. But first set, I just I put down 12 songs because that's all that this will hold is 12 songs per SD card. So I just have them listed out the way I'm going to play them when I'm at the bar or pub or private party or whatever. First one would be like Dead Flowers from the Rolling Stones. There's all the words to it. Nothing serious. You can actually hit this little button here. I don't know if you can tell or not, but it actually starts scrolling up on its own. And you can adjust the speed of the scroll by touching plus or minus. And then, what was it? Yeah, double tap, and it'll stop it from doing. And another cool thing, once you get done with a song, you can just slide it, and then there's your next song, so on and so on, for the next 12 tunes. But that's it for that. I just wanted to show you that. Setlist Helper for Android. I think it's like $7. The guy really supports the heck out of it. He's a musician too. And, he puts up updates. He listens to people. So, anyway, that's just the one I use right there. 12, kind of a 12-bar blues. This is kind of like generic 12-bar blues stuff. You could use this on any song, really, if you think about it. And if you think about it, and as an acoustic player, acoustic players, they'll play a song, they'll cut out the fancy intros and what have you. You get right to the meat of the song, which is what I do. Now, if you do want to do an intro, then you can break it down into one of 5 parts that you can break a song down here. But to me, that just makes it too complicated. I'd rather just have it where the verse starts, and then when you want to play a lead, you hit the band button, which I use a foot switch. So the foot switch, when I hit the foot switch, it acts just like these right here. So I don't put any wear and tear on these. I got a 4-foot switch, and I can actually have this pedal sitting up right beside me there, and I can run everything without the threat of my foot touching buttons or what have you there. So yeah, so my normal songs, unless I really want to get fancy or complicated, I just keep part 1 for the verse, and then part 2 for the chorus. And sometimes I'll make a part 3 if it kind of repeats itself at the end of a song over and over and over. You can do that, and then once you do that, then you can just click out of the song and end it. But yeah, most of it's just a lot of times I just have just one part. But for a 12-bar blues, all you do is repeat yourself on, say, this channel, and click it so it turns red. And what it does, it adds a little bit to the rhythm, the drums in there, kind of changes it up ever so slightly so that you can play lead to it. And then when you get done playing a lead or whatever, you hit the parts button again, which is on, I got it on the floor, you can't see it, but you would then switch back to part 1, and then it would flow back into the what the verse would be in a little bit quieter. That way it gives you a little bit of dynamics to break it up. But you don't even have to do that. You can just leave the whole thing, just hit the button and do a 4-count click to start the song, and just, you know, play to your heart's content. So that's one reason why I like this pedal, because I can, I'm not stuck with a rigid song like a MIDI song, where once you start it, bam, it plays all the way to the end. And if you know, if somebody delays wanting to get up and dance, or if they're really getting involved with it, by the time they get up and do anything, the song's over. So with this, I can sit here and play this all day long until I'm blue in the face, and then click it again and end it. So anyway, okay, so I'm just gonna do actually, it's going to be in the vein of Before You Accuse Me, kind of like an Eric Clapton tune. But with this song being 12-bar blues like this, you only have to play the first part. You don't have to play the complete song. You don't want to play the complete song. Otherwise, you couldn't switch to different parts. You'd have to wait for the whole song to make the loop, the turnaround, before it would go to the second part. But if you just play, like, say 4 bars of the song, then you can hit, you know, it'll loop faster, and then you know, you can go into the second part faster. I'm so bad at explaining this stuff, but anyway, I'm just gonna play, you know, the first part of it, and then you'll see. And what I got it set to blues genre right now, because this is, of course, a blues type rhythm. You can start out anywhere you want. It doesn't matter. This thing is just going to listen to what you're playing on the guitar, the root notes. I mean, I can sit here, like if a song is in E, I can sit here and go like that. Now that's not how the bass line's going to come out, but you're teaching this thing the rhythm pattern and what kind of drums it thinks that you're wanting to hear. But it gives you something to start with, and then you can break it down, fine tune it by hitting a little bit of a different style, or you can speed it up if you want this alternate time. But another thing, always leave this at 12 o'clock, straight up. No matter what you do, leave that alone. Make sure that always stays straight up. Otherwise, that's going to mess with your timing if you try different parts, especially if you use the looper part, which I don't use that often. It's very easy to use, though. A lot of automation in there, no timing required. Once you get your basic drum beat down that you want, you could include a looper. Sometimes I do in the background. I give it a little kerchunk, 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 something like that, and you can hear it in the background. But you can always control the volume of the looper right here, and of course the bass. I usually start out about 10 o'clock on the settings, and always start up here, but make sure this is 12 o'clock, that little straight up. And for the most part, I make sure this lights out too, this right here, because this alters the timing. So if you get done with a beat and it seems too slow, you can push that once and it'll either speed it up or slow it down to offset the way you were playing it. But see, that's another thing. I'll just explain that later. But anyway, let's get on with this simple B. This is going to be chord E, A, and B, 3-chord turnaround. Think of it as Before You Accuse Me when I'm playing this, because I can't play the actual song, because normally I'll play right along with the actual song I want to learn, but for copyright reasons I don't know if I can get away with that or not. But every song I do, to keep the timing exactly the way I want it, I'll play along with the song, and of course it always keeps me in perfect time. And then when I go to a chorus over here, I'll play the chorus part of the actual song, and again the timing will be right on with each other. and you have no problems with that. But yeah, so that's my little trick, is I just play along with like Eric Clapton's Before You Accuse Me, bring it up on YouTube and start it. And as soon as he starts singing, that's when you start playing along with it. Not before, not the intro or anything, but when he starts singing until the time he stops singing. You'll start with that and you'll stop with that note. And then now you've got that little segment for the verse. And that's all you need to record. You don't need to go through the whole song. And then after you get that part done, then switch here and then play the song again along on YouTube. And as soon as the chorus kicks in and he starts singing the chorus, you start playing along and let this thing start recording that. And as soon as he gets to the last word on the chorus, you stop. So now you've got two parts here. You've got the verse, and then it'll go seamlessly right into the chorus. And I treat the chorus as like where the lead would be too. I'll play lead guitar over the chorus, but then sometimes there's songs where the lead is over the verse, and I'll just hit the button again on my pedal here, and after that those 4 bars are done that you recorded, it'll flip back over to the first part, which would be the verse, and then you can start playing lead or start singing again. But you can go back and forth all day long, and you can extend a song like crazy. You don't have to worry about time restraints or anything like that. That's why I break a song down. Don't play a complete song. This thing likes it if you play, like, say, the first 4 bars, or like the verse. Once you get through the verse, stop it, and it'll just keep, let it play that verse. So here, I'll just show you here. I'm starting to ramble. So anyway, so right now I got the red light there is not blinking fast, which means it's not waiting for me to play anything. So what I'll do is, there, now it's fast blinking. So don't touch your guitar until you're actually ready to play. So all I do is go. See that? See that? I put it on the second part. I should have left it here. So I screwed up. See? Now this is how you correct that. You hold on the foot switch. I'm actually holding this band button down. So hold it down and bam, it erases that. So now that's blinking slow again. Now I want to go back over here to the first part where I should have done that. I didn't realize that before. So go to part 1. Make sure that's green. You don't want that any other color. Make sure it's green. Okay, that's blinking slow like that. So let's try this again. Now, another thing, you're teaching this thing to play the bass part. Don't get fancy. The simpler the better. Because you notice I kind of changed things up as I was playing this rhythm. Because all this thing wants to hear is that's all it really wants to hear. Now I was just doing this. Now it's hearing the same thing. Now you can play it up here too. Same idea. You're just playing it up higher. And another little tip is I like to play these songs towards the middle of the guitar, because it's a clear, I don't know, clear tone to me anyway. Because because again, you're just teaching this thing play the bass. Don't go. You're not teaching it anything fancy guitar parts. You're just teaching it the bass. It will then interpret the way you're attacking these strings. It'll interpret how the drums are going to be, for the most part, and that includes the bass part. So here we go. I'm just gonna, all right, instead of playing down here, doing that, instead of doing that, I'm gonna play it up here. Hope you can catch that. I don't have any real monitor, so I can't really tell when I'm recording here on my phone. It's up overhead here. So, okay, so what I'm gonna do is, okay, I'm on the first part, the green light. It's blinking slow, which means it's ready to be armed. Now I hit the band button once. Now see, it's flashing fast. Now it's ready for me to start. As soon as I hit the note, it's going to start recording what you're trying to teach it. And not only that, but you only get one beat per what is it? One beat. It doesn't recognize fast beats. I mean, it picks up on one beat at a time here, and I'll show you what I'm doing here. So anyway, here we go. Now this is an E, and this is like in the vein of Before You Accuse Me. So you listen to this, and you listen to that song on the YouTube or whatever, and you'll see what I'm talking about. So here goes. Started on that note and I ended on that note. So there you go. Now I just played the first 4 measures. That's all this thing wants. You start getting any more than that, and this thing gets a little confused, or it tries to get a little too fancy itself. But for some reason, I kind of like what that is right there. Well, let's just play it again. See that? And it's on the blues setting. And make a note that the style is at 8. After a while, when you start working on these songs, you'll start noticing a pattern where this style will always seem to wind up at. And I know I do a lot of songs where I'm on the pop setting, like pop 8 or pop 7 style. Fits a lot of songs. So, and I just write down everything. There you go, like that. That's the way I do it. I just scribbled notes like crazy. Now here's a actual list. This is an old list, but that's how I keep my little notes right there. And that tells me what songs I got available. And these are ideas that I come up with. I hear something I think would work good, I'll just make a note of it and write it down, and then I'll come back to it later. And then on my Setlist Helper, like Before You Accuse Me, I can go into the program, and what's nice about this little program, you can do a lyric search. You just write down the name of the song and hit, well, you can do, well, here, before you accuse me. Make sure you got the Wi-Fi going and everything. And then you just hit, again, I'm not good. I don't have really any way to monitor what's showing on my phone. But anyway, bam, it just brings it up online. And there they are. There's the songs. Now, I like scrolling down, and I like songs A to Z, A Z lyrics. Always has a good one. So here it is, Before You Accuse Me lyrics, Eric Clapton. Just hit that. And what it's going to do, it's going to bring the song up. And it's loading. Right down here it says loading. Might take a minute because you got some advertisement kicking in there. But you give it a minute. And it'll either have the lyrics available or it won't. But it's still loading. So hang on. There we go. See, it popped up. It said, add lyrics to a new song name Before You Accuse Me. And if you like it, hit add. And look at that. It even says, add new song. It even has the name Before You Accuse Me and Eric Clapton. You hit save. And bang. There it is. It's ready for you. Just go out the door, go play somewhere, and it's already there. You ain't got to do nothing else. You just back it up like that. Back it up again. Before You Accuse Me. Right. There it is right there. Before You Accuse Me. Well, I already had it in there, but there's another copy of it. And then, to save everything into a free cloud service, once you pay for this app, you don't have to pay for nothing else. You just hit the word sync. And I forgot to log in. But once you log in, you hit the word hit sync, and this goes off to a cloud service. So no matter where you're at, this song will always be available. It'll always show up. Look at that. And then what I do is I just add it to my set list. So I made up the words first set live. See that? So there's my list. I've already got songs lined up. But that's it. Yeah. And I just go out and play. And these songs are already here. Sitting here waiting for me. And I can adjust them, do whatever I want. So that's that. I'm not affiliated with Setlist Helper, but I've had that program for a long time. There's been plenty of updates, and it's very stable. I've never had a problem with that program. But anyway, okay, so now say on this blues tune, this 3-chord blues tune, that you want to embellish it a little bit. You want to get it, you don't want to just sit there and have it play clean like that. Let's say you want to jazz it up a bit. So what I would do then is I go over to part 2, and I'll make sure that is red, which means it's embellishing the rhythm a little bit. It's the same thing, but it's just embellishing it a little bit. Now here's where timing comes in. You want to keep your songs same beats per minute between parts. Otherwise it's going to play, it might play a little faster depending on how fast you play the next part. I'll show you right here. So okay, we got it. The slow red light's going slow means it's ready for me to arm it. Now I've still got it on blues, and nothing's showing here. So just don't worry about it. That's off. We ain't got to worry about that. Make sure that's straight up. So, okay, now I'm going to arm it. On my foot switch, I'm hitting this button. What's equal to this? Now, see that? So now, as soon as you touch that guitar and start playing, it's going to start recording. So don't, be very careful. So here we go. Now remember, keep the speed the same as that first part. So, okay, here we go. I play a lead. See how you got that hi-hat ride going? It just kind of changes things up a little bit. Here you go. Now you got your blues song. And you just played 4 bars with each. Now here we go. We'll switch back over. Okay, so look. Okay, so now you got these two going. So now hold this button down here. Just hold it down. Whoop. No, hold the middle. Yeah, hold that button down. Actually, I'm pushing the button on the floor here, the middle button. Hold it down. See, now I'm going to get a 4-click start. So watch this. 2, 3, 4. You see? Play a little intro. Get the people into it. Start singing, and then when you get done with the verse, you'll hit. Now you'll arm this second part, so when it comes around again and finishes up that, and now it'll go into the lead area. Back into singing for you, yeah. See? Then you go back to your verse, sing that verse again, and then it's like, hey, if you're really getting into it, arm it again, arm the second part. So now when this thing gets done looping around that first verse, now watch this, it'll lead right into the lead part. Now you go back into the lead again, you can just leave it right there until just whatever. And then when you get done with your leads, you just hit the button again. Now it's going to play all the way around, and it's going to lead right back to part 1. For you, yeah. Take a look at yourself. See that? And then that's it. And then you just shut it off, and then bam, there you go. Now you can kind of use that 3-bar blues there for just about any kind of 3-bar blues song. And so now you got it there. And then you can, once you happy with it, well, here, check this out. I'll even put a little bit of a loop with it. Watch this. I'll start the song. Now hit the looper button. See, now that's arm. Now next time around, it's going to start recording. Okay, give it a minute. Recording right now. See that? See, there you go. I just recorded that guitar. See that? You can have that accompany yourself. So yeah, once you get whatever you want there, turn the thing off, pull the SD card out, and I got this little holder here, right here. I just got I did have this one. I was using this one. This holds all my little, well, it did hold all my little SD cards. I think I paid $8 for it. SD cards fit right in there. And the larger ones fit there. But, whoops, uh-oh. Anyway, I decided to go with this one. So this right here, L1 means live 1, first set, L2, live set 2, and so on and so on. So now I just keep them all in their place. So I'll play the first set wherever I'm playing at, and when I get done with that during break, I'll take it out of here, put it back here, take this one out, put it back here. And remember, I'm using Setlist Helper, and it has my songs all lined up ahead of time, so they match up together. And yeah, you put this right in your shirt pocket or whatever, and you don't lose it, and that's it. So with that, I guess I'm going to end this. It's gotten kind of long-winded, but that gives you an idea. Now, I'm going to keep right on going for probably another 2 or 3 hours messing around with this. There's some other songs I'm doing. It's got a little bit more to it, but this gives you an idea anyway. Just play around with it. You got to give it time. Once you get to a certain point, you can kind of start outguessing this thing, what it wants to hear when you're trying to teach it. Keep it simple. You can hit a full chord like that. Whoops. Oh, I unplugged it. Or you can hit the single note like that. Or you can do this. Whatever you want. But I like playing the single notes. And I play them hard. And have your guitar all the way up. The better the signal going here, the better it's going to interpret it. Because otherwise, if you slip up or don't hit something the way it wants you to, it'll remember that, and it'll try and incorporate that into the song, and then you're going to be scratching your head going, how come this sounds nothing like what I'm trying to teach it? So be precise. You got to have that timing down. And when you start with that note, like that. Like that. And then that's it. So anyway, there you go. I hope you get something out of this. I'm not an instructor. I don't claim to be. I'm not that good at editing. I just like to kind of show what I go through when I'm trying to learn this stuff. Like I said, look at this. I mean, I got all kinds of songs. Ta-da. And I keep getting more. And they're all with the internal bass. And they're all going to be, they're kind of my interpretation of how I like a song to be. So, you know, I mean, you could sit here and teach this thing the drum beat and then turn the bass part down and then put your own bass guitar, loop it along with just the rhythm, and then have the exact same, you know, bass that you want it to be. You could go that route too. But me, I kind of like using the internal bass because it's pretty surprising sometimes. Even though I can play bass, I have no problems playing bass. But sometimes I kind of like the results I get with the internal bass. And it really depends on how you attack those strings and how you play the rhythm. But break the song down. Don't try to play a whole song. Break it down. Think of it as parts. Just like this. Parts. Verse or intro. Intro, verse, chorus. If it's a little bit of a different lead pattern, put that over here. And if you have a repeating ending that's not like the rest of this, then make you another part yet. And then you can also, if you really want to do it right, you can sequence it. Hit this button. This is all in the manual. describes it real easy. But then you can tell these parts that you have made how long to play, and when to end. And that's if you want to start a song and it's going to only play out to a certain point and it's going to stop. But me, I don't like sequencing anything. I love the beauty of this and that I can sit here and drag a song out as long as I want and good to go. So, okay, that's it. Once again, I'm going to end this because I've just been babbling too long. So I do appreciate everybody checking this out. Please subscribe. Hope you like it. Any comments or anything? If you got something better to do this, let me know. I appreciate it, but this is just the way I've been doing this, and it's a lot of fun coming up with songs and trying to figure out what this thing is going to do for you. So, all right, hey, have a good time, and see you out there somewhere playing. Who knows?